Hello everyone, welcome back to my second channel. Welcome back to Jack in the Books. Today we are going to be doing a big fat unhaul. We're going to be getting rid of some books that basically being honest with myself, I know that I'm just never going to read them. I'm just never going to get around to these books, and therefore someone else will love them more. Someone else will appreciate them. I'm thinking about whether I should take them to I could either take them to a charity shop or to a little free library, which is a really cool initiative where they have these little boxes around and about, and you can go and trade books. So you can take a book that you have finished reading and swap it for a new one. Now, I don't need to swap for anything new. I have so many new books that I'm excited to read, and so I might just add to the stash and just donate some books to the little free libraries, hopefully so that more people are excited to use them and want to trade their books. So I might do that. That's a decision for future me to decide, basically whatever's kind of most convenient. But I have all of these books behind me and I am moving out of this apartment. So I need to get rid of some things that I just don't need. So firstly, what you're currently stacked on is a big pile of books that I have 2 copies of because I was a judge for this year's TikTok Book Awards and they sent me 2 copies of each of the books because I have the US edition and the UK edition. And obviously I only need 1 of each of these books. So this is an easy starting point, but you're currently stacked on them. So I can't show you, but I'll have to move you. So these are the books right here. Whoever turns up to the little free library and sees this absolute stash is a lucky person, let me tell you. We have Gwen and Art Are Not in Love. This is based on Arthurian legend. Very interesting. This one here is Wildfire by Hannah Grace. This is the follow-up to Icebreaker. So it's kind of a romance. If you liked the movie, what's the one with Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell, Anyone But You, I think you will really like this. This is also about kind of like a one-night stand where, because she kind of is afraid to open up, the girl vanishes and leaves, and then they run into each other again as summer camp counselors. So that is Wildfire. And Hannah Grace knows how to write a steamy scene. Then Ultimate Thriller, None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. When I gave my mum my copy of this book to borrow, she was like, Lisa Jewell is sick and twisted. And I think that's a great review. They should put that on the cover. The Rachel Incident by Caroline O'Donoghue, I absolutely love. I actually think I'm going to keep this one because I prefer this cover to the UK cover. I'll put it on screen right now so you can see it, but I think that's better. I don't love the spine. This is very trivial, but the book is incredible. It's about this Irish woman and she lives with her gay best friend and she has a big crush on one of her professors. She invites him over and she's kind of flirting with him a little bit, but it turns out he's more interested in her friend. And the story is brilliant, so witty, like every single line is funny. It's one of those books that is genuinely laugh out loud funny, especially the early scenes. I really like that book. Just Irish writers, they just get it right. Someone else who always gets it right, Caleb Azuma Nelson with Small Worlds. I love this book. I would happily keep all of my copies of this. It's just that I think more people should experience this, and so I want to put another copy of it accessibly into the world. This book reads like a song because there's like parts where he repeats himself, so there's almost like it has a refrain and it has verses and choruses. It's so genius. He said he was heavily inspired by jazz by Toni Morrison, and I think that shows. It's about a jazz performer, and it's like a love letter to London and also Ghana, and yeah, it's described as a gorgeous, rhapsodic, wise novel, and I think that is very accurate. Good Material by Dolly Alderton. I have mixed feelings about this book. I don't think it was especially funny, and it is about a comedian. It's a male main character, and I think it's very obviously not written by a man, and that kind of took me out of it as a man reading it. This one didn't hit the mark for me, but I know a lot of people worship the ground that Dolly Alderton walks on. I really love Everything I Know About Love. But this one that one didn't do it for me. We have Feybound. This is the first in a kind of fantasy trilogy, if you're looking to get into something new, about these 2 elven sisters who are trapped and in danger by a fae. This is this kind of like epic, romantic fantasy book. Romantasy, as the kids are saying. I'm kidding. And then this one is The Principle of Moments, which is a very cool black science fantasy. I saw it described as a space opera, which I think is really cool. So yeah, giving away those books. And now we need to assess these stacks behind me. Okay, here we have the first stack. I want to keep all of these. Okay, cult classic, I definitely have 2 copies of, so we can get rid of one of those. I was sent 2, I think, by accident by Sloane Crosley's publishers, so that is being added. Oh, well, it's actually destroying the pile. These I all very much want to read. Well, some of them I've read already. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Okay, Build the Life You Want. This was sent to me by Oprah's book club. I'm not sure I'll ever read this one. So I think this is going to be one that I donate to someone who wants to build the life that they want. I fear I'm beyond saving at this point. The Social Distance Between Us, I think, was sent to me because it was nominated for an award, and they sent me like the full long list / short list. I just don't want to read books about social distancing. I'm sorry. We did it at the time. It was necessary at the time, but I don't know if I want to like relive the social distance between us. And then Gator Country, also not sure I'm too interested in that one. So I think that those 2 might get the chop as well. Having said that, I am now looking at this and it does seem quite interesting. At what point do we look for the root of Britain's problems, not in the lifestyle choices, attitudes, and behaviours of working people and the poor and the vulnerable, but in the groundless assumptions, false beliefs, and prejudices of the apparently educated, cultured, and sophisticated? Put simply, if all the best people are in all the top jobs, why is Britain such a fucking bin fire? Wait, I want to read this. Okay, that is absolutely not getting the chop. Gator Country, however, added to the pile. This one is going back into my stack. All of these I want to read. A bunch of these I have read. Oh, this one here, Revolutionary Acts. This was an early proof copy, but I now have the kind of final version, which is a really gorgeous hardback kind of cover design. So I think I'm going to keep the other copy that I have and I will unhaul this one. Because again, this is such an important book and I think more people need to read this. Love and Brotherhood in Black Gay Britain. I feel like such a loser with my microphone attached to me like this. Like, it looks so daft, but this is a 2-handed job. Yeah, the reason for giving this away is because I already have a copy and I think that other people will benefit from reading about it, not because I'm not interested in this book, because I definitely am. Of these books right here, I think Mockingbird is gonna get the chop. I think this was sent to me. This one, I just know I'm never gonna get around to reading. It suddenly got so dark in here, I just turned the lights on. Let's have a look. I'm probably never gonna get around to reading Miss Memory Lane by Colton Haynes. So I think, and if I did read it, I'd probably listen to it as an audiobook because I prefer to listen to celebrity memoirs as audiobooks. Oh, it's signed. No, I'm still never gonna read it. What else do we have here? Okay, I have so many copies of Dustin's books. I have this copy of When Haru Was Here. Is this the one that I read from? Oh, it is. This is the one with my annotations in it. Because I have another copy of it. Because when Dustin and I went on tour to promote this book, I ended up with so many copies of it. So I'm going to keep this one because this is the one that I read and I annotated. So this has all of my markings in it. And then I will donate the others to people who should read this book. I mean, look at that cover as well. It's a gorgeous novel about navigating grief and being young. And Dustin is an incredible writer, so very proud of him with that one. And then I have 2 copies of his first book, You've Reached Sam, although I think all of these are signed. Yeah, that one's signed. And then I think so is this one. Oh, okay. I have to keep both. This one has the pink sprayed edges for the new paperback release. But, well, I can't get rid of those. Those are personalized. Come on now. And then I also have... I have this proof copy of When Haru Was Here. Dustin gave this to me and he was like, when I give you this copy of my new book, you have to promise me one thing. And I'm like, of course, what is it? He's like, you have to promise me you'll never read it. And I'm like, what do you mean? I want to read it. I'm so excited to read it. He was like, no, because this is an advanced copy. So he'd made more edits after this was printed. And then the final version of the book is this version. So he was like, I want to give you a copy just for like sentimental reasons. So you have the advanced copy in paperback, but please don't read it until you get the proper hardback. So I did what he wanted. I never read this copy of it. The reason he gave it to me is because he thanks me in the acknowledgements, and so he wanted me to read that. So I guess I have opened it, but only the acknowledgement section. I never opened the text of the book. So keeping that for sentimental reasons, obviously, because that's such a proud friend moment. Now, this book I hated. Romantic Comedy by Curtis Sittenfeld. I did not enjoy this at all. I wish I could wipe it from my memory, but still have the memory that I know not to read it. Do you know what I mean? Like, so anyways, the thing is, sometimes I do like to have copies of all the books that I've read, you know, like at least one copy of all of the books that I've read, so that I can, when I discuss them with you guys on here, I can hold them up, and it makes it much more visually interesting to be showing you them. But I didn't love that one. I'm going to keep it for now. I think that Adelaide, I'm going to be unhauling. I can't really remember anything about this one. An American living in dreamy London, meeting Rory Hughes was like a lightning bolt out of the blue. This charming Englishman was the one she wasn't even looking for. When love asks too much of us, how do we find the strength to put ourselves first? It does kind of sound quite good. With unflinching honesty and heart, this relatable debut from a fresh new voice explores grief and mental health while capturing the timeless nature of what it's like to be young and in love with your friends, with your city, and with a person who will not love you back. Okay, that actually does sound really good. I'm keeping that. The Escape Artist. No, I think I want to keep that one too. I'm not very good at unhauling. I don't know if you can tell. Camp Zero. In a near future northern settlement, the fates of a young woman, a professor, and a mysterious collective of climate research collide in this mesmerizing and transportive debut novel. Shit, they all sound so good. And then I think I'm going to want to keep all of these as well. This was quite an unsuccessful unhaul. Well, okay. Sorry, I dropped you. I guess I am unhauling all of these. Pride and Prejudice in Space sounds so ridiculous and funny. I can't bring myself to get rid of that one, unfortunately. Even though I know I'm probably going to hate it. Then we have a bunch of poetry I'm excited to read. Yeah, I think that's everything. Okay, I just have 3 more that I'm going to unhaul. Firstly, we have this book. It's really, really heavy. The pages must be so thick. Or maybe it's the ink, I don't know. But it's this kind of graphic novel that I think will be better loved in another home. We have A Talent for Murder. Thrillers just aren't really my thing. A clever, ingenious, edge-of-your-seat thriller that will flip your expectations upside down. I couldn't turn the pages fast enough to reach the jaw-dropping conclusion. A newlywed librarian begins to suspect the man she married is a murderer in this spectacularly twisty and deviously clever novel by Peter Swanson. Shit. Maybe I do want to read that. Now that I saw it's a librarian. Damn it. Okay. Well, I tried. And then we have Freedom is a Feast. A multi-generational Latin American saga of love and revolution in which a rebel who commits a youthful betrayal receives a chance at redemption and a new life. I think that those can find better homes. So that is my unhaul pile. Mostly just books that I have multiple copies of, or that, being honest with myself, I know that I'm just never going to get around to reading, and these are going to go to a better home and we're passing it forward. So yeah, just a quick short little video from me today, but I was going to do this anyway, so I thought I might as well film it. We might as well do this together. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have the best day today, and maybe this inspired you to read one of these books. If you are around and about at a little free library or a charity shop in New York City, maybe you will find this little treasure trove I'm about to go and drop somewhere. So have a wonderful day. All the best. Stay in touch, and I'll catch you very soon. Bye-bye.